Zurdo, Gilberto Ramirez, his trainer, says after seeing Badou Jack James Degale, he believes his fighter has what it takes to beat both of them, possibly by knockout. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you guys smash the like button, also subscribe to the channel. Showtime Mayweather Promotions last Saturday got it done. Very fun-filled card. Tank Davis became IBF champion in the main event. We had a great, epic fight of the year. It was a tug-of-war, back-and-forth, seesaw type of fight where you see James Degale, and he's like, man, he's getting off with these flashy shots and moving the angles, and Badou Jack can't keep up. He's too slow. And then Badou Jack slowly but surely works himself into the fight. I personally had Jack winning. I thought he landed the more damaging shots. He was the less hurt. They both traded knockdowns, but his knockdown looked like a flash knockdown because he got right back up. For James Degale, his knockdown seemed a little bit more crucial and was in the 12th round. But I thought Jack just overall, the ebb and flow changed to his direction, and he closed those championship rounds a lot stronger. Now, I take nothing away from James Degale. He's still a solid fighter, Olympic gold medalist, and he showed mad heart. But for me, I put all of that to the side when I judge boxing, when I do fight predictions. You can have the heart of King Kong, like, it doesn't matter. Heart, I can't score a round for you because you showed heart. As a man, I could be like, whoa, damn, this dude is going at it. He has no quit in him. I could do that. But for some of those rounds, like the 12th round, James Degale, he had a little moment at the very end. I think he hurt Jack at the very end when they were just going for broke in the last like 15 seconds. But obviously, I can't give him the round for showing heart and trying to rally back and hurting Jack, because his was more subtle versus when Jack hurt him in that 12th round. He was on the canvas and took him a while to get up and stuff like that, and it looked like it might be over. So, good fight though. Overall, good fight. The only conundrum, and we talked about it on the website, boxingego.com. Shout out to my dude Bakari. Make sure you guys check out the articles. We work in 2017. But the only conundrum is Floyd Mayweather post-fight, he says, this is bad for boxing. This was a robbery. This is the second time my fighter got robbed. Talking about Badou Jack. And he was disappointed with the judge's decision for the majority draw. And he says, we had plans of moving up to light heavyweight, possibly to fight Adonis Stevenson. So that's the big issue. Will Badou Jack stay around for 168 to fight James Degale in a rematch? Can he actually make weight again and be... remember, see, I've been dropping you guys little clues. I told you guys in the first look and another video building up to this fight, and I told you, I said, I met Badou Jack. He's a big dude. He's a lot bigger than I expected, because normally when I meet fighters and stuff, like a lot of them are dwarfed by, they look like Leprechaun in the Hood. I want me shillings. You know what I mean? They look a lot shorter than me. But Badou Jack, he had some height on him. He had some size to him. So I told you guys that. So I don't know if he can make the weight. However, there's another champion at 168. Been on a little bit of a layoff because he had an injury with his arm. Became a champion beating Arthur Abram. And I thought he looked good in that fight. That was on the Pacquiao undercard, if I'm not mistaken. And that's Zurdo Gilberto Ramirez. And his trainer, after what he's seen, he's saying, my fighter has what it takes to beat either of those guys, and we could knock him out. So it's getting interesting, man. The 168 through 175 division, really, really interesting. More so than ever. Like at one point, let's say when Andre Ward had his little run, not little, but when he had his run during the Super 6, we knew who the best 168s were. It was Ward, Carl Froch, Kessler, Abram at that time, and guys like that, right? Then they did the Super 6 tournament, best of the best. It was like Bloodsport, Kumite, and Ward came out on top. Eventually, he moves up in his career after legal troubles and layoffs and stuff, moves up to 175, and he just recently beat Kovalev. Now, light heavyweight is cracking. You got guys who are just like making a name for themselves, like Joe Smith Jr. out of nowhere. You still got guys like Andres Fanfara. You got guys like Thomas Top Dog Williams. And then you got guys that are definitely upper echelon, like Ward Kovalev, Adonis Stevenson. And there's also rising like powerhouses like Artur Beterbiev. Just a lot of talent in that 168, 175 right now. So as far as Zurdo Ramirez versus either, I would love to see that, James Degale or Badou Jack. The biggest issue is there a rematch clause, or does that take precedence over any other fight? Or maybe James Degale, he knows how tough of a fight Badou Jack is. He got his teeth knocked out. And just to update for you guys, James Degale, front teeth knocked out because he kept spitting out his mouthpiece. And I guess in the 12th round, he got warned. And I told you, he got warned by the ref. The ref was like, I'm going to disqualify you if you keep spitting your mouthpiece out, because he kept doing it. But obviously he was missing teeth. So towards the end, that explains it. Before, I think he was having trouble with fatigue was setting in. He was having trouble breathing and probably bleeding. So he was spitting his mouthpiece out. But then in the process, his teeth got knocked out. And that's probably what made it harder to keep a mouthpiece in after, because he had that damage to his mouth. But in addition to that, it was reported that he has a perforated eardrum. Now, I'm not a doctor, so I don't really know what that means, but basically his eardrum was busted. And when I was a kid, I used to get ear infections sometimes. They put this little thing, you know, like for babies and shit, they put it in your eardrum, and it feels really weird. And all I know, as a kid, I remember when I used to get those ear infections or whatever, that shit hurt. That it did not feel good. Like, it feels like, I don't know, it's a weird ass feeling. Your head feels really hollow, and like you tilt your head to certain directions, you really feel like a shooting pain. This shit was no joke. So whatever this perforated eardrum is doesn't sound good. And you heard James Degale post fight, he was like, he busted my ear. Oh man, he busted my eardrum. Like, so it probably hurt. James Degale has heart for sure. There's nothing, no one can take that away from him, whether you thought Jack won or not. But I mean, to deal with those type of nagging injuries and make it out on your feet, I mean, the man got heart. I'm really interested in what happens next. Will Badou Jack move up and fight an Adonis Stevenson in June? James Degale still has options like Gilberto Ramirez. It's a good fight. Ramirez is another dude. I met him on more than one occasion. I was in Denver when he fought. He didn't impress me in that particular fight, but he did in the Arthur Abram fight. But the dude is legit 6'2", and a half. He's a big dude. He has an aggressive style. And like, for guys like James Degale, this is just what I heard. I can't point this and pin the tail on the donkey. I don't know. But from what I heard James Degale likes to party. I heard there was a party, right? And if that is in fact true, that's not good for like the Badou Jacks of the world, and then the guys like Gilberto Ramirez, who are going to put on a constant pressure. And the thing with Gilberto Ramirez's pressure is it's a little bit different. Like, Badou Jack is like how do you say it? He's more so a fighter that kind of mixes it up. You wouldn't call him like a straight up pressure fighter like a Ruslan Provodnikov, but he was applying pressure because he knew that's what he needed to do for the much faster James Degale. But I would say, even though I seen Gilberto Ramirez box against Arthur Abram, his DNA, he's like kind of like that Mexican guerrero, like warrior, and he throws a lot of punches and usually comes forward. But I did see him box in the Arthur Abram fight, so I would say his DNA is to throw a lot of like punches, body punches, and I would say he's more of a built-in pressure fighter. Whereas for me, Badou Jack was kind of, that's Taylor. He's kind of like a Bradley or something, but not as athletic as Bradley. You know what I mean? Badou Jack is just kind of like a guy he's pretty decent at doing multiple things. It just doesn't look flashy and athletic. So the Gilberto Ramirez, James Degale, that's definitely an appetizing fight for me. I would watch that fight. I want to see that fight. Same thing with Badou Jack. If he's planning on sticking around, I would love to see a Degale rematch to give us an epic war. Or if it's not going to be that, then I would be good with Badou Jack moving up. If he wants to fight Adonis Stevenson, for me, I think that I wouldn't want to fight Adonis Stevenson as my first fight. Like, I think he should really get a feel for the division first. But I mean, if Floyd puts him in the spot as promoter, I mean, as a fighter, that's what they have to do. I'm just saying, from what I've seen, I would favor Adonis Stevenson in that fight, and I think he should move up, even though he has a frame and stuff like that. Adonis got cracks, and he has, people call him Adonis Chickenson, all this dumb stuff, but he's not looking like a chicken when he's getting these highlight reel knockouts. You know what I'm saying? So you guys can say all that crazy stuff in the comments, say, oh, Adonis Chickenson, he's throwing smoke. So that's just my thoughts. Ramirez in the picture makes 168 very intriguing to me. A lot of different options. Maybe even if Triple G beats Jacobs, there's not really much out there for him. If Canelo doesn't fight him next, you know what I mean? Who's he gonna fight at 160? I mean, Billy Joe Saunders, that's really the only person. So maybe he can, based on Billy Joe Saunders, how he looked last fight, I don't think he wants to fight Triple G. When he fought that Wolverine, hey, bub, Berserker Barrage, Berserker Barrage, drill power, drill power. He looked like shit in that fight. So if Triple G can't, if Triple G beats Jacobs, can't get Billy Joe or Canelo right away, I think he should maybe move up, at least for one fight, and fight a Gilberto Ramirez, James Degale, something like that. Those are all good fights. Let me know your thoughts. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.